Hey everybody, welcome to Bob and Friends Music Show, and thank you for watching on YouTube today. I'm Bob Durham, and my friend Amelia Markley, and we have an audience at the College View Manor, and we wanted to do the show. Now before we start, because if you leave during the show, you'll miss what I wanted to tell you. Amelia has heard the story of Bob's ties, the year of the tie. This is the year of the tie. Now, even though I've gotten rid of old clothes and old suits and old things, I've never gotten rid of a single tie. Wow. So, at the beginning of the year, I'm like, I ought to wear all my ties in 2022 and make a resolution to wear them all. Since I used to make resolutions and never would follow through, I quit making resolutions. But I'm like, this year I'm going to make the tie resolution. And this is the one that I saved for today. I got this in Cheyenne, Wyoming. And you can see it's got cattle, it's got a cowboy and a longhorn bull, probably. I bought this in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and the ties make me think of stories too. I was visiting my cousin in Colorado, and we went to Wyoming. So when I counted my ties, I think there were 72 that weren't holiday ties. Wow. So I thought, I got to get those worn before Thanksgiving, because then I'll switch to my holiday ties. And then, as I was on the way, in March, deep in my closet, I found like 20 more. I'm like, oh my. So, not only am I wearing them on Sunday mornings, but I wear them at all the music shows, and I might have to start wearing them on other special events, too. Or just a Wednesday night Bible study at church. I might have to. But thank you all for coming today. And we're going to have a variety of music. And here's an old hymn, kind of done up in a jazzy way, Steppin' in the Light. today. It's named after the tree, and Scott Joplin wrote a lot of ragtime music. And the reason I chose Weeping Willow to play today is, it's fall and the leaves are starting to drop. And I've always liked that Weeping Willow selection. So I thought, I'm going to learn a little bit about the Weeping Willow tree. They're among the first trees to grow leaves in the spring, which is neat, and among the last to lose their leaves in the fall. In fall, the colors of the leaves range from a golden shade to greenish yellow hue, depending on the type. Did you catch that? They get their leaves first, and they get rid of them last. They like their leaves. I like that. So it's pretty cool. This is the time of the year that the leaves are changing. And, my mind, I don't know if it's because I'm a musician, that it always works a little differently than most people. What I thought of is, if I were a leaf, what would I be thinking of this time of year? I would not want it to be fall off. Because when you fall off, you're dead, right? So I would be wanting to hang on. That's the name of this song by Floyd Kramer. Hang on! Wow, that took a nosedive. Is it still working? Yes. Sure, microphones are known for their durability, and it's still working. Thank goodness. And here's Amelia Markley, and I probably would have never known Amelia if it weren't for her husband, Logan. I knew him since he was a little kid because he took piano lessons from me. And then one day we were at recital and I looked up and there was Amelia following him around. I think that was the beginning of your dating, maybe.
Probably.
And then you got married 3 or 4 years or so later. When, I don't know. From when he was a senior, I think.
Yeah.
But and then we played at some events together. The first one I think was Brittany's wedding.
Yep.
And that her friend in high school was with her in music classes, and so she wanted her, and then I taught Brittany piano. So we both ended up at the same wedding, and 2 of the songs we're playing today we played at that wedding. But it's fun doing music. When you're a musician, you have a lot of musical friends, and those are your best friends, I think. So what we're going to do now is feature some cello. Now tell them about this song, Amelia.
So this one is called Ching-a-Ring-Cha, and it is by Aaron Copland, or at least he adapted it. And it's the lyrics of the song when sung are kind of nonsense syllables a little bit. So like the main line that I remember is Ching-a-ring-a-ring-ching-cha, and this is called Ching-a-ring-cha. So there would be nonsensical syllables if we were singing it, so we may as well play it.
that. This is a song that we did then, and it's good for fall because it's called Harvest. Now, it's arranged by, or written by Jim Brickman, and did anyone here grow up on a farm? There's one, and I did. Was it a livestock farm or a grain farm or both?
You name it, we grew it. We did it.
Now, where was this farm located?
Southeast Kansas.
Southeast Kansas. Yeah, there's a lot of farming ground there. And I was in southwest Missouri, and my dad, in the fall, we would have Milos some years, but always soybeans. And I don't know why he kind of phased out the Milo. Milo kind of quit succeeding in this area, I think. I recall that. Of course, then, in the summer, we harvested wheat. And I wasn't good with wheat because I was allergic to wheat dust. So I got to stay away from the farm work when we were doing wheat. But anyway, this song, it makes me think of harvest is over, and it must have been successful because it's very soothing and peaceful. And in my thinking, it almost sounds like a Thanksgiving song, but it's known as Harvest. for not taking a nap during that. That's a perfect napping song.
It is.
It is perfect for napping. And now, do we have any classical music fans in the audience? One. Okay, so don't get up and leave during it, but I think when I think of cello, the first thing I think of is classical music, but it fits in with a lot of things, including that song we just played, kind of a popular type of sound. But tell them, Amelia, about this song coming up.
So this is written by Felix Mendelssohn in 1845. So it's been a few years since this one was composed. But this is his song without words for cello and piano. He wrote many songs without words. Most of them were written for a solo piano, but this one he wrote for cello and piano. And I think it's called the song without words because it sounds like a song you could sing, but there are no words. So we'll play it.
everybody's still awake and nobody left. That's a good
I was
sign.
gonna say, if they haven't fallen
Yeah.
asleep on that one, they probably
I
won't.
I really love this piano because I used to have a piano in my house almost exactly like it. And this is the perfect room for cello and piano. You know what? When I play music, you're supposed to listen to it. That's how you do a good job and do it the right way, is you listen. But I almost went out of body and I was listening to that. And the next thing you know, I was like, where am I at? Where am I at? Where am I at? So there was a couple sour notes. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
I messed you up.
I had some sour ones first, so I might have thrown you off.
But no, I don't think so. Not at all.
Thanks.
But besides playing the cello, you enjoy singing.
A little bit.
And you know what? It's neat when you can make a career out of music. Tell them a little bit about your career. And you can use the mic to sing.
Okay. If I need to, I don't even know if I need
It's
to.
a small room.
If I feel
You
too
can
loud-
work. You can work the mic.
Okay.
You can work it.
So my career, my job is I'm a music teacher, and so I have done that. This is my 8th year teaching, so I'm still pretty new, really. But I've taught 4 years of choir, and I'm on my 4th year of teaching orchestra now. And currently I teach in the Riverton School District. So I don't know where you grew up in Southeast Kansas, but what school did you go to in Southeast Kansas?
101.
101? Which one is that? Is that you? That's not Uniontown, is it?
No,
No?
it's an old town, but it's a small,
Yeah.
very small. It's between Parsons and Chanute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we'd be there in the same area just about, but I'm in Riverton now. So I teach all the kiddos there that teach orchestra.
Where?
Riverton.
Yeah, we played them in ball games.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. The first song she's going to sing is from the movie Breakfast at Tiffany's in 1961. Anybody ever see that movie? That was before I was born, but I hear it's a classic. But I've never seen it. But this song was famous from that movie, Moon River.
Yes.
Oh, dream maker, you
been doing nursing home shows in the area for probably close to 10 years, but about 5 years ago, 6, something like that, my friend Mike Greenstreet started doing with me. And he liked to sing classic country and country gospel. And unfortunately, he passed away this past June, and suddenly with a stroke. But his widow said, "Yes, Bob, please continue doing your shows." And every time we have to do an homage to Mike somehow. So Amelia, do you know any classic country songs?
No.
When we were rehearsing, I went through Mike Greenstreet's notebook of classic country songs, and my people attempted singing some of them. Of course, you couldn't recognize them by that way anyway.
Oh, you did a good job.
But you didn't know any of them.
I was embarrassed. I knew none.
And then she said, "Well, Bob, there is a song I sing in the
car."
And I'm like, "Okay." And she told me what it was. And I'm like, "Well, yeah, that's kind of country." Now, the performer of this was more folky and kind of pushed the envelope of country. But people would say she's a country artist.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever heard of Dolly?
Of course.
Dolly Parton. Now, why do you sing this song in the car? What's the story with that?
I was just listening. I was listening to a podcast about Dolly Parton, and they did a whole segment on this particular song. And so I started listening to it, and it's just fun to sing.
And now you annoy your husband Logan with singing it.
All the time.
So instead of her bringing her car in here and singing in the car, this weekend she has been singing in chambers
Yes.
and halls. And see if you remember Jolene.
Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, 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 please don't take him just because you can. Your beauty is beyond compare, with flaming locks of auburn hair, with ivory skin and eyes of emerald green. Your smile is like a breath of spring, your voice is soft like summer rain, and I cannot compete with you, Jolene. He talks about you in his sleep, there's nothing I can do to keep from crying when he calls your name, Jolene. And I can easily understand how you could easily take my man, but you don't know what he means to me, Jolene. Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, 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 please don't take him just because you can. You could have your choice of men, but I could never love again. He's the only one for me, Jolene. I had to have this talk with you. My happiness depends on you and whatever you decide to do, Jolene. Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, 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 please don't take him even though you can. Jolene, Jolene. More fun than in the car.
Is it?
Yes, to have you play.
Now you're going to start hearing piano background
Yes.
in the background when you're singing in the car from now on.
Yes.
Now be sure you match it up to C minor, because you're going to get off pitch.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, Jolene. Now we're going to do a song both vocally and on cello. Now, it's a children's song.
Yes.
But for some reason, I really, really love this song. I think I'm just the child on the inside. Tell them about this song.
So this is another one, like Ching-a-Ring Cha, was arranged or adapted by Aaron Copeland. And he is the one who is the composer who is accredited with like the sounds of America, the American West. And so he did a lot of folk songs and things like that. But this one, come on in, come join us. This one is called I Bought Me a Cat. And it talks about all the different animals that you've bought and all the sounds that they make. Come on in. Are you gonna
You were here
join us?
last time.
That's right, yeah.
Yes, I remember.
Donnie's
you.
waiting for me at the supper table. If I don't come down, he'll come up to my room.
Oh, I see. You're just
But
passing.
anyway, enjoy. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for stopping by.
Okay, next time.
All right.
I'll come earlier.
Anyway, this one talks about all the different sounds that the different animals make. So there's a lot of sounds that aren't pretty.
Yeah, that
really.
one of the reasons I said we should sing this is it sounds like there's wrong notes in it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, these people are going to think we didn't practice and we're going to hit a lot of wrong notes. But you'll see how the wrong notes connect to the sounds of the animals. So Amelia, please sing it and then play it.
Okay.
We'll do it twice.
I bought me a cat, my cat pleased me. I fed my cat under yonder tree. My cat says, feel lively. I bought me a duck, my duck pleased me. I fed my duck under yonder tree. My duck says, quack, quack. My cat says, feel lively. I bought me a goose, my goose pleased me. I fed my goose under yonder tree. My goose says, quack, quack. My duck says, quack, quack. My cat says, feel lively. I bought me a hen, my hen pleased me. I fed my hen under yonder tree. My hen says, shimmy shack, shimmy shack. My goose says, quack, quack. My duck says, quack, quack. My cat says, feel lively. I bought me a pig, my pig pleased me. I fed my pig under yonder tree. My pig says, greedy, greedy. My pig says, shimmy shack, shimmy shack. My goose says, quack, quack. My duck says, quack, quack. My cat says, feel lively. I bought me a cow, my cow pleased me. I fed my cow under yonder tree. My cow says, moo, moo. My pig says, greedy, greedy. My hen says, shimmy shack, shimmy shack. My goose says, quack, quack. My duck says, quack, quack. My cat says, feel lively. I bought me a horse, my horse pleased me. I fed my horse under yonder tree. My horse says, neigh, neigh. My cow says, moo, moo. My pig says, greedy, greedy. My hen says, shimmy shack, shimmy shack. My goose says, quack, quack. My duck says, quack, quack. My cat says, feel lively. I bought me a husband, my husband pleased me. I fed my hogs under yonder tree. My hog says, honey, honey. My horse says, neigh, neigh. My cow says, moo, moo. My pig says, greedy, greedy. My hen says, shimmy shack, shimmy shack. My goose says, quack, quack. My duck says, quack, quack. My cat says, feel lively.
Travel music. Get the cello ready. Drop Me a Cat. Now, if you would allow us, let's spend the rest of the program doing hymns and gospel songs. That's some of our favorites. And here's an old gospel song called I'm Standing on the Solid Rock. Each and every chorus, but I did hear a pianist play it like that once, and so I kind of imitated that and enjoyed playing that years ago. And it's been about 2 years since I played it, and I wanted to bring it back out. But the reason I wanted to choose that one is it kind of connects to this one, and that left hand, that little rolling left hand, it's called grace notes. And the melody is low in the left hand. Well, that's a style that was started by Nashville musician that recorded in a lot of studios named Hargus Robbins. And he was a chubby guy, and so his friends called him Pig. So he was his name that you can see on the albums are Pig Robbins, and he did a lot of country albums and gospel albums. And it was amazing that he was as talented as he was. He was blind. And he passed away just a few years ago. But here's another song with that Pig Robbins styling in the left hand, in a slower type of tempo. Have you ever heard of the gospel hymn, Church in the Wildwood? Oh, come to the church in the Wildwood, come to the church in the Dale. That's what this is. And if you recognize it, go right ahead and sing along. You won't offend me at all. Let me get that at the beginning of the song. There it is. hymns, and you can sing along on these. And we're going to play this one together and sing as we go. And why don't you join in the fun on Power of the Blood?
See him. And behold, my Savior there, leading in the fight, with a tender hand outstretched toward the valley low, guiding me, I can see as I onward go. Oh, I want to see Him, look upon His face, there to sing forever of the saving grace. On the streets of glory, let me lift my voice. Cares all past, home at last, ever to rejoice. My cares are past, home at last, ever to rejoice.
All right. Isn't that fun? That's more the country gospel.
Yeah.
Yeah, where else can you go to hear classic country and classical and music in the same show? It's pretty cool, huh? We mix it all up here. And we've got to hear about the best thing in yours and Logan's life right now, and probably your mother's life too.
Absolutely. We have a little boy. His name is Emery, and he is 16 months old. Yesterday he turned 16 months old. So he, like 16-month-olds do, he's walking and talking and getting into everything. So that's a lot of fun, and we're really enjoying him and very thankful for
I've
him.
seen a few pictures
Yeah.
via text, but I got to meet Emery yesterday. We had lunch, and Logan
Yes.
brought him over.
Uh-huh.
And what I remember right now is how he likes to throw things on the floor, like sweet potato fries.
Yep.
He probably thought the dog was going to
Gonna
come
swoop
by
in.
and clean up his mess, but that didn't happen.
Yeah. Tell them about this next song you're going to sing.
This is a tune I think you will recognize. The tune is Oh Danny Boy, but the lyrics are written by Keith and Kristen Getty, and they are the same people who wrote In Christ Alone. It's a newer hymn. And Kristen Getty wrote these words, and the words are What Grace Is Mine.
What grace is mine, that He who dwells in endless light, called through the night to find my distant soul, and from His scars poured mercy that would please
today that we did when we first played at the first wedding we did about 9 years ago, I guess it was.
Yeah.
And this one is called How Beautiful, and it is in a wedding book. This is used at communion time if the bride and groom are taking communion in a church wedding usually. And it talks about the blood and body of Christ, the elements, and our relationship with Christ. It's really beautiful. It's called How Beautiful. It was sung and performed originally by Twyla Paris back in 1990. Oh, the best songs still last, you know.
I grew
More
up
than
on
30
Twyla
years later.
Paris. Twyla's one
And
of
she
Mom's
sang The
favorites.
Warrior is a Child. Always like that
Yes.
one. Always like that one. Let's see if the mic will fall over again. It looks like it could.
Maybe I should. Do you want me to take it back over
Well,
here?
I need to learn how to run mics. I'm not known for running mics. You be nice. Okay. Let's get serious. This is a beautiful, serious song, but please don't nap. We made it through the whole show. You guys are doing great.
They are.
Thank
special thanks to Amelia Markley. Give her a hand.
Thank you for having me.
And it's a joy to bring some new friends and do more music with. And we'll be back in a couple of months. Tell all your friends. We're going to try to do a Christmas show, okay? And it's always on the schedule. Do you get a published schedule? Or do they just talk about it day to day?
No, we get a monthly schedule.
Yeah.
But they used to announce it on the intercom, but they don't do that anymore,
Yeah.
and therefore a lot of people forget it.
So when you see Bob and Friends, you'll know what it is, okay? So it's piano and whatever else I've brought with me that day. And, I can't bring the pianos with me. Now, Amelia brings her cello with her. But I love this piano. I just love it. And I almost wish I hadn't sold mine that I got rid of, now that I'm playing it here. But this last one, if we don't meet again on earth, I pray that we'll meet in heaven. This is Shall We Gather at the River. And once again, if you recognize it, you should sing. But let me get it. I want to get my music out here since I don't have it memorized. And thanks for watching on YouTube, friends. I'm going to come and meet everyone, and we'll chat a bit.